You are welcome to another episode of HN What's Your Say? The #1 listening show, where we discuss real issues with real people like you. We are still featuring R. Kelly. Real name Robert Sylvester Kelly. Also known as the R&B King. We all know how much Lifetime Television has been involved in orchestrating R. Kelly's downfall. And what damage the surviving R. Kelly docu-series which premiered on the same TV channel caused R. Kelly's reputation in what observers termed as a purely mudslinging campaign. The energy and seemingly unconditional involvement Lifetime Television offered this takedown project was quite impressive, and caused people to wonder just how much the channel stood to gain from this. Little did they know that the TV channel is just one of Sony's numerous assets spread out around the world, to influence society's view of important issues, and a tool for taking down what we may term as the enemies of Sony Records. Lifetime has for long been known simply as just another American cable TV channel that is part of Lifetime Entertainment Services, a subsidiary of A&E Networks which is jointly owned by Hearst Communications and the Walt Disney Company. Headquartered in New York, and airing a number of lifestyle TV shows such as the popular Married at First Sight that are favorites to many around the world. Considering what appears online is so deceiving, it would never cross anyone's mind that the successful TV channel is owned and controlled by the giant record company currently working hard to send R. Kelly to the grave before his due time. By the end of this video though, we shall have given you the proof that Sony indeed does own Lifetime Television, and this will help you understand why they used the channel to premiere their infamous documentary, in order to leverage Sony's agenda in taking down R. Kelly. It has been in Sony's interest over the years to own and control numerous media broadcasting companies around the world, as a way of expanding their control and influence of the industry they now seem to control. And we are referring to the entertainment business. The company's dream is to own all the content in the world and have a share of revenue whenever a music video or movie is played, and when artists make tours around the world. The ever-expanding scope is also intended to allow Sony immerse so much power, enough to take down anyone that stands in its way, considering they know well that their exploitation agenda will not be well-pleasing to their victims, and some like R. Kelly did will eventually retaliate. Sony therefore prefers to keep their assets' information as underground as possible. That is why they have so many companies with boards of directors who they present as the actual owners of their key businesses, and the world will never know that these companies too are owned by the very same Sony. While it currently looks like it's only R. Kelly and Michael Jackson who have had to face the wrath of the media giant, it's only their voices heard simply because they were great enough to become Sony's greatest headaches. Otherwise, there are so many artists out there signed to the monster record label that feel oppressed and exploited, but just don't have the voice enough to raise an alarm for themselves. These artists know that the moment they open their mouths, giant Sony will be quick to step on their heads and quash them like Bigfoot escaped from the jungle, and they will not be lucky enough like R. Kelly and Michael to have someone fight their battles. This is why when artists like Akon spoke about the R. Kelly situation, they did it reservedly to avoid attracting so much attention to themselves and have to deal with Sonys Wrath. It's unfortunate to note that there are many would-be successful artists on their own in Africa who have signed deals with Sony, without any meaningful legal advice regarding what they are getting themselves into. When an artist is trying to make their way to the top, they need money and Sony's millions can look enticing. But when it's time to pay back, the story is always different. What Sony offers is not any different from a bank loan to the artist. The only difference being that this one requires no accountability. Any money borrowed with no accountability and physical securities will look a lot, and artists are usually quick to splash it on fancy cars and jewelry, and before they know it, Sony is taking all their money and leaving them penniless. Returning to Sony's ownership of Lifetime Television, it's all hidden in plain sight and there are many ways to find out. The simplest way is to Google the search term list of Sony assets and proceed by clicking on the Wikipedia page link in your search results. This will take you to a page on one of the world's most trusted encyclopedia with the title, List of Assets Owned by Sony. Click the black white space on this page and search by using the Command+F function on a Mac, or Control+F function if using a Windows operating system, then type in Lifetime and enter. Let me know what answer you get in the comment section below. On this same page, you will see all other assets owned by the Monster Corporation, and you will be surprised to learn that these guys own almost everything media around the world. That is just one way for you to find this truth. There are many other ways that may not be legal enough to publish on this channel. But this is the truth about Sony, and we hope it explains why Lifetime was so invested in this takedown agenda. And also proves to you that Sony is indeed behind R. Kelly's legal woes. The embarrassing suspicion that comes along with this is the possibility that every official involved in making life hard for R. Kelly could be on Sony's payroll, but pretending every day to be simply doing their job. How embarrassing it would be to learn that any judges on this case did take a bribe from the monster company to fulfill their selfish agenda. How humiliating it would be to learn that the media who have over the years published falsehoods about R. Kelly did all this to aid in the evil intentions of this exploitation machine killing music slowly but effectively. And how disappointing it will be for the people that have over the years subscribed to Lifetime Television, to learn that the same channel they have supported with love is just another arm of the Sony giant that exploits artists around the world, and later kills them with frustrating lawsuits by simply amplifying their life gaffes and supplementing them with false accusations to convince the world to hate them. Tommy Mottola, the used-to-be Sony boss himself, did hold Mariah Carey hostage in their mansion, and she has time and again testified to this. But what have the authorities done about this? Nothing. Why can't the government do the same with him as they have done with R. Kelly, since they are very concerned? Why is there no docu-series about this on Lifetime as was for R. Kelly? Only a fool will support such an unapologetic company and government against a citizen. Be it R. Kelly, Michael Jackson, or you and I. According to Timmy Brown, Sony wants R. Kelly's masters. Remember, a lot of Kelly's albums are under the record company Rockland Records, which is his record company. And also to note, Kelly wrote all his music himself, meaning he owns the rights to all his lyrics. Why do you think he was making $200,000 a week even when cited in jail? Sony is definitely out to get him like they did Michael Jackson. According to Lam03, I always felt Sony was so involved in the R. Kelly takedown. I understood about the masters. However, I did not imagine how much of Sony's DNA was all over this bogus enterprise charge. Many artists have said Sony is more like a street thug who throws a rock and hides his hands. Thank you HN for bringing a lot of clarity to this evil charade. I still do not understand though how all those people in the trail could be given immunity to lie on R. Kelly, and change previous statements while under oath yet suffer no consequences. That is all we had for you today on HN What's Your Say? To keep updated whenever we post a new video, subscribe to this channel now. Also remember to hit the bell icon and enable notifications. And feel free to share your opinions with us in the comment section below, and let us know if you would like us to publish your views in our next release. We value all our subscribers' opinions.